Is it me or am I the only one feeling emotionally drained? Like emotionally drained to where like I want to take a nap. Okay? I want to take a nap. But I know what God has in store. So that's what keeps me going. It keeps me going. It keeps me going. It keeps me going. Because at the end of the day, I was talking to a dear friend of mine and I was realizing that this is a year of transition and transformation. And I know a lot of people don't like to look at numerology, but 2024 adds up to the number 8. And if I can demonstrate, when we um look at the number 8, right? Oh, I have 8 actually here on my hand. Look at that. Who knew I was going to be able to use my wedding my wedding ring tattoo for this, okay? So when you look at the number 8, right? There's a circle on top and there's a circle on the bottom. When we go through something, we tend to get to the midpoint, which is when we find out that we are in transition and we are in transformation. And then we continue to rise up to the top and close back down in the midpoint. So you can do one circle, but that's still a cycle of transition and transformation. And then you add another circle on top that's basically letting you know that things are complete. So when you look at the figure 8, know that it's time for a change, okay? And if you look up the number 8, it does say change and transformation, I believe, and transitioning. They use words like that, but we have to realize that in the spiritual realm, we are transitioning and transforming all the time, especially when you're seeking God and you want to become Christ conscious um and become your most high self, right? So the transitioning and the transformation that we do in order to make the completion hurts. And I use the example of, when um a a, a reptile or like a snake or a lizard, when they shed skin, they have to slither onto hard places in order to remove the skin. Now, you ever hit a wound that looked like it was healed, but it really wasn't? It still hurt, right? Until you could like peel off the scab completely, it doesn't hurt. But when you hit something that's freshly wounded and you know it's healing, it hurts. So imagine, the animals trying to take off their old skin to reveal their new skin. For us in the spiritual world, that's our transformation and our transitioning. It hurts, and sometimes we don't know why we're crying, sometimes we don't know why we're emotional, sometimes we don't understand the things that we're going through because we're being pulled and we're being tugged on. And that's also like diamonds are pressured, right? And then when you clear off all the dirt, they shine, okay? Because it's little pieces of glass coming together. In order for little pieces to come to glass, you gotta push, 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 push for them to be one, okay? So, what I'm trying to say is no matter what the storm looks like, no matter how tough it might be, no matter what the situation is, know that you're transitioning and you're transforming to make a complete better you, to make you better. Not for you to be all over the place in multiple places. You can be those things, but you would rather be multitaskful and not be injured. Like, who wants to multitask on a swollen foot or, a broken ankle? Nobody. Because if you had to walk a mile on a broken ankle, like, they just don't feel good. You understand what I mean? So, what I'm trying to say is this year is definitely about transitioning and transforming yourself so you can be complete. Okay? You have to go through the cycle of the 8 in order for you to be complete. Hence 2024, okay? It is the year of change, the year of completion. So, in order for you to complete something, most times we have to change our perspectives and we have to change our mindset. But we can only do that when we change within to without. When you change within, then you start to see the changes without. So just know that it hurts to get rid of old skin. It hurts to get rid of old people. It hurts to get rid of old environments. It hurts to get rid of habits that we may have, breaking habits. All that stuff hurts. But in the end, we get a better formation of who we are. We get a better completion of who we are, because technically we don't want to do anything and we are bleeding sorrow onto what we're supposed to be glorifying. You understand? Like, that's for God to do. We give him all of our sorrows, we give God all of our issues, and then we let it go for that reason. So even though you might want to snuggle up and cry and, take naps, you're allowed to do all that. I don't know who told you that you couldn't be emotional and strong at the same time, because I'm here to let you know it's possible. And I don't really share my dreams and things, but I felt as though I had to share it with a dear friend of mine. So I want to share that with you guys. I had a dream that I was walking down the block. It was a pavement road, but it also had dirt roads and grass roads. Like, it was like a dirt patch on one side and a grass of green grass on the other side. And I'm walking down this pavement road, and I mean nobody's around. And I am like sobbing, crying. Like, I don't know if I came from a funeral. I don't know where my previous location was. Didn't know where my destination was, because that's just what it looked like. It had a pavement road, dirt on one side, green grass on the other. And as I'm walking down this road, tears are falling from my face, to the point where I woke up with dry tears on my face. And I kept asking God, like, I need you to interpret that for me, because whoever I was crying over, whoever I was sobbing over, it hurt so bad. And within minutes, God was saying, you, you're crying over you. You're crying over you changing. You're crying over transformation. You're crying over what people think of you. You're crying over how people feel about you. You're crying over what you lost. You're crying over situations you put yourself in. You're crying over the past. You're crying over the present. You're crying to let it all go. Because for months, I have been weeping out of nowhere in reality, not in a dream state, But in reality, I have been weeping. Pastor could say something in church and I'm bawling. I never forget, I was serving one day, part of guest ministries meeting, and I met a dear friend in the bathroom, and they said something to me, and we had like a heart to heart, and I was crying so much. Now in guest services, you're greeting people at the door, okay? And what it was for me is I realized you cannot serve and pour out something that you don't have. And I made this statement, which was, I can give my all, but I can't give my everything. And with that being said, I knew God was telling me, I need you to cease and desist everywhere. I need you to take back your energy from everything. I need you to do what I told you to do after I change your mindset, after I change your perspective, after I change you. You're going to go and you're going to do the things that I told you to do instead of doing what people think you should be doing, what they want you to be doing. I am the one that is leading you down this path. You're supposed to be trusting on me. Trusting on me. So, it may look crazy. It may sound crazy. But you know when you know that you're supposed to be batting on yourself. You're supposed to be taking the chance on yourself, taking the chance on God, following his destination, his glory, his grace is poured upon you. Because if you keep pouring on out to everybody else and you're not pouring into yourself, who are you bleeding on? And everybody will take you as long as you're smiling, you're not telling them what's going on. Say no, and you'll know who's really behind you. Say no to somebody like, I cannot do that because I am not, mentally there. I am an emotional wreck. I cannot be here. I need to be poured into. I need to pour into myself. I need God, and I need the blanket, okay, of grace and glory hovering over me. That's what I need. So I just want you guys to know, don't give up. When God says sit down, you know when you're supposed to be sit down. You don't want to be out here doing all this stuff and then all of a sudden you don't know why you have a brain aneurysm and you drop. You don't know why you have a stroke or a heart attack and you drop. You don't know why all of a sudden I'm not sleeping, but I know I got to get up and I got to do this, because rest is important. Rest is so important. Rest is so important to the fact that how is God supposed to send you out on the battlefield and you're not rested? It's already bad enough that when you are, on the battlefield, you feel like you're being drained. You feel like you're getting weak. You're getting all scarred up and whatnot. But you need to go wash those scars. You need to clean those scars for them to heal properly in your transitioning. And that's what it was for me. I went through so much death and losing so many people, places, things, and situations that I wasn't grieving correctly. I was not grieving correctly. And it was all coming out in other different places. It was all coming out at work. It was all coming out in my classroom. It was all coming out towards my children. It was all coming out towards my husband, or me going through situations and constantly being like, how are they? And how is this? And who do they think I am? And why am I overwhelmed? And oh, I'm just going to get back up and I'm just going to do it again. I'm just going to put my best foot forward. But in reality, you're really not putting your best foot forward for anybody. You're not putting your best foot forward at all. So this right here is whoever needs to hear this. This right here is your confirmation. This is your confirmation. This is to let you know you need the rest to heal yourself. You need to rest during your transition and your transformation so that you can be complete, so that God can clean your wounds, He can heal your heart. And it hurts when somebody pours alcohol onto a bleeding wound. It hurts. And that's probably what it feels like for you. But clean those wounds. It's okay. It's I swear to you, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna explode. You only explode if you are not healing yourself, if you are not pouring into yourself. However you need to be, pour into yourself. If you got to take yourself out to dinner, I've done it. Take yourself out to dinner. If you got to take yourself to go to the movies to watch something funny or to see something sad because you just need to cry, do it. Okay? Go and do it. All right? Pour into yourself. Give yourself a great bath. Like, read, do audio, whatever you got to do. Okay? Pour into yourself. Be intentional about it. And I hope this helped not just you, but 1,000 other people. And I just want to continue to create videos that's going to help you motivate yourselves because you're not going crazy. I have gone through some things to tell you it's going to be all okay. I made it through. I know you can make it through. Just focus on what God wants you to focus on. Focus on yourself in this season. And when I tell you the next season, you will harvest. October is about harvesting and putting down and tilling the dirt. You harvest what you got, but you got to put them seeds back down so you can harvest again come spring. Okay? Because some things got to be rooted in the wintertime. And that's all He's doing, is He's just clearing off the old you, getting rid of all the old skin. You're going to be glorious and you're going to be amazing. Just keep going, even though it hurts. Have a glorious day. Here we create to motivate. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this helped you. Have a blessed one, guys.